Hi everyone, today we're going to look at Deuteronomy and we're looking at chapters 17 through 20. So in chapter 17, it talks all about laws and justice. And I remember when I listened to I think it's called the Bible Project, or I can't remember. I'll have it linked in the description box, but it's basically they have little clips. I think it's like maybe no more than 10 minutes long. And they explain really perfectly the overview and really broad points about each and every chapter of the Bible. It's really cool. One thing they said was that Israel was actually far ahead of all of the surrounding nations because of the laws that God had put in place for them. You know, these nations were very barbaric. If you think about Moloch, that, sacrificing their children by burning them, to some random God, lowercase g God, not the one and true God, which actually we will read about as well. But, where was I going with this? I lost my train of thought. But anyways, I remember now. So Israel was far ahead of the surrounding nations. And I thought that was a cool point that video that I watched, it's true. I watch those videos on overviews, when I'm beginning a chapter, just because it's a nice little introduction to my study. So like I said, I'll link it in the description box. Check it out. And chapter 17 also talks about a future king that would, they would have to write a copy of the law. That was verses 18 through 20. I thought that was so cool too, because they were to read it and apply it. And those who are in leadership positions, now whether you are in leadership in your work, or maybe you're the head of your household, or even if you're a parent and you're teaching your children, it's important to know the word and actually apply it. It's one thing to read it and not apply it to your life, but read the word and apply it truly. Apply it to your heart. Chapter 18, part of the sacrifice were to be given to the Levites, which, they were the ministers, and they did not get any of they didn't have any of the territory, but they were, given part of the sacrifice. And God strongly wanted Israel to reject the Canaanite practices, which included witchcraft, sorcery, astrology as a means of predicting the future. And I just wanted to say, what does that remind you of? I feel like astrology is everywhere now. And, it's kind of scary, the things that people are getting into. And a lot of people are very creation based instead of having faith in the creator. And as Christians, it's so easy to fall into that. I've made at least 2 videos on that on my channel before. I'll try to link it if I remember, but it's a lot of new age beliefs that people are really thinking that the earth is like a god, and it's crazy because God created the earth, right? And he's just so, I don't even have a word for God. He just is. Kind of like when Moses said, "Who will I say sent me?" He said, "Tell them I am sent you." I was at a loss for words just now. He is just everything, right? There is no word. He's just everything. And God created the world, and he created all of these nature. And the fact that people are finding so much enlightenment in nature is not surprising to me, because God created them. Of course, they are falling short of following a true God. Can you imagine those people starting to follow God? How much more fulfillment and just joy and peace. Anyways, I'm going off on a tangent. I'm very chatty today. I'm trying to stick to this, but yeah. It's very common today. Verses 15 through 19 actually was a prediction of Jesus. And then verses 19 and 20, chapters 19 and 20. Chapter 19 talked a lot about criminal law and 3 cities of refuge were to be established. And there was actually a clear distinction made by accidental versus purposeful murder. And, God saw both of those as differently. It's one thing to accidentally kill someone, although it's not right, of course, but it's a completely different thing to have premeditated, planned attack, murder. And then chapter 20 looked at warfare and guidance, and I thought it was really cool how first and foremost God said he will be with them. So I don't know, I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, so I think I might do a couple more chapters in Deuteronomy in this style. I think 4 chapters is a really good point. I was going to try to do chapters 17 through 20, but I think that would have been a little bit too much. But anyways, let me know what you thought was interesting from these 4 chapters. Please let me know what you learn. You guys always have wonderful insight. I post a new Bible study video on Wednesdays and Fridays at 7 a.m. Eastern, and I can't wait to study the Bible with you